Okay guys, KC Tarantulas, Mike, we're ready to attempt the breeding of the Aphonopelma chalcodes. Your male and my female, she is right there. She's been in the burrow till I put him next to her and she came out. So I hope everything goes okay. I'm going to go ahead and try to get him in there and then go from there and see what happens. It's really warm today. We're in our 80s, in the 80s, high 80s, and humid in here. So hopefully they'll be ready to go. He did another sperm web the other day, so you can see the remnants of what's left in the water dish because that's where he did it. So let's give it a try. They've been next to each other up on the shelf for a little while, so I'll get him in there and we'll come back. Okay, so they are together, and he's actually not as big when they're with each other, than what he looks by himself. So hopefully he realizes that she's here, and she is receptive to him. And hopefully I don't have to intervene. We do have a catch cup right next to us just in case. I know that he can be rather quick. She can be quick when she wants to be, but I haven't seen it for a while. So let's try and coax him. Not this way, buddy. This way. He was not cooperative coming out whatsoever. I had to actually get him into a catch cup, bring him over here. He just wants to eat the paintbrush. So they're in. This could take who knows how long. I don't want to videotape the whole entire thing. But if they do get together, I will definitely get the camera, the phone back out and see what happens. Okay, so we're back. It's been about 10 minutes. This is what we have. He actually climbed up there onto the log, back down, and now he's here. She's acknowledged him here, but I'm not sure that what we're seeing is what we really want to be seeing. Now he's settling down. Hopefully he'll start to drum a little bit to get her to know that he's here for a purpose. Now the problem with me videotaping, not videotaping, filming I guess, because we're not really videotaping, but is I only have one hand available. So if something were to happen, there's no way I'm going to be able to stop what's happening. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it again here, and if something starts to happen, I will start filming again. Okay, so what's going on now is something really odd. She came, got a drink of water. She sat in front of her cave there for a while, and then she moseyed back in. And so he was sitting over here. I was moving some stuff around on the bed, and the vibrations of that moved him in front of the cave there, and he's kind of like protecting her. At least that's what it seems like to me. I'm sure it's not really that way, but right now, if anything tried to get at her, they couldn't. He's tapped her a few times just with his front legs, not his pedipalps, just his legs, and she really hasn't responded at all. He's not really drummed or tapped. He just kind of touched her a few times and then backed off. All of that while she's been in there. So this is something odd, something different. I haven't seen this before. I'm sure that it's happened, or happens all the time. This is my first time trying to work with breeding Aphonopelma species. The only ones I've paired have been the Neoholothelliense, which, again, I'm sure you've heard this story a million times, was a 2-time pairing attempt. He cohabitated with her for over a month and a half. They had their breeding, and she molted out. And I took him out, gave him a rest, fed him up a few times, fed her up a few times, put him back in. They mated again, and she molted out, and he died. So, and then of course, the Ceriocosmus aurea, or the formerly known as Berthae, the breeding with those went great. She just didn't know what to do with the eggs. So I have the mature male for her. I was going to do that pairing this weekend too, but she looks to be in pre-molt to me, and there's no sense to even try. So my adventures today was to get these two together, get the grass cut, come back in, and move the mature male Ceriocosmus aurea into something considerably smaller than what he's in. So he doesn't have a lot of room to roam around. He's got a ton of room where he's at right now, and I think it's just too much for him. So now see, she's moving farther into her den, and he's just standing there doing nothing. So I'm going to give them probably another half hour, 45 minutes to do anything. If not, I'll get him back out of here, put him back in his enclosure, go get the grass cut, eat dinner, come back in, try them again later on tonight. Okay, well, I'm going to end that the breeding video because it didn't work. She wasn't interested, he wasn't interested, so I didn't really end it with the last part of it. I did take some pictures. They're posted on both Tarantula Keepers and Midwest Fang Gang. I'll post some on Instagram too. But I wanted to just real quickly show you today I've moved the geckos off of the dresser. So the geckos used to be right there with that one, and that one on top. So it just gives me just a tad bit more room. Not a lot, but just gives me a little bit of breathing room, and everything's right there. And what's going to happen is I have another video I'm going to do with this enclosure right here. This is a eastern red dotted salamander, or newt. The common name escapes me, but I have it written down. So I'll do a video of that little dude. I'm going to put him over there. So what I did is I moved the geckos over there to the nightstand. That's my wife's nightstand. She doesn't sleep in here, so it doesn't. I'm just kind of using her space. She's not real happy about it, but the geckos are going to go there. On the other side of them are the roaches, but the roaches are going to go behind the TV for the winter because that's where I kept them last year. That keeps them warmer. And we're going to probably move the snapping turtle in there and put them on the other side. So the reptiles will be over there. We'll have the geckos, the turtle, and then the salamander and the frog will all go over there. And over here will just be the spiders and the assassin bugs. So what I decided for those two enclosures I got from Target, I'm going to go back probably Monday. They have smaller ones that are about this big. I'm going to go ahead and pick those up. They were like $3. I think they had 3 or 4 of them. So they'll be comparable in size to these softball cubes. So that'll give me these two tall ones, and then like 4 of those little ones. They stack real great on top of each other. And then I can put that stuff in the front, move some of this stuff over to the side. But I am going to put, there's my wife's dresser, a mess. The H. maculata. Actually, it's not that messy. It's not as messy as it usually is. But the H. maculata is going to go in there. Heteroscrogia maculata, the Togo starburst baboon. This is the water dish I'm going to replace in the Euapha species red females enclosure. Okay, the other one of these tall enclosures, I'm not sure who I'm going to put in there yet. I'm thinking my Salmopaeus Armenia, actually, I'm going to put in there. And then, I don't like the way that's sitting. And then I'll have one of these open, and I'll put the avicularia into that. I got to feed the Damon diadema today. We're going to feed the Haitian brown bird eaters later on today. Hopefully I'm going to have time to do all this stuff. And we're going to get the Pilugardes fed. Those 4 dudes in there. I fed the baby assassin bugs yesterday. Going to attempt to grab the molt out of that. And I want to get rid of this enclosure for the Simani. I don't know what I'm going to put them in yet. I'd like to put them in similar enclosure as this one, the Chilobrachys huahenis in. And then I'm going to take the Lasiodora paraibana, where she is, and she's going to go into one of these shoebox enclosures. This will give her some time to grow. Probably good for probably only 2 molts in that, and then she's going to end up having to be in one of these bigger ones. So that's what's going on. Unfortunately, the chalcodes didn't pair. I tried. I did everything that I was suggested to do. She just wasn't interested. He wasn't interested. They kind of touched a few times, and really that was about it. So, okay, so I'm going to upload this video. I'm going to try and start filming some feedings later and get something done sometime this week with a edited feeding video. Like I said, I'm not going to talk. I'm going to say who I'm feeding. We're going to throw in whatever it is that we're going to feed. We're going to film, and if there's a bunch of stuff in the middle that the spider's not doing, or I got to move the prey item or whatever it is, I'll try and edit some of that out to make the feeding video shorter, get more spiders in less time. Not necessarily a quick hits video, but more of a, say a 15-minute 40 feeding video instead of, a hour and a half 40 feeding video. So I'm going to go through and make sure everybody's doing okay. Again, today I have a couple that were getting close to molt. The Acanthoscurria geniculata, bigger one. I'm going to check on this dude here. He just likes to sit there and do nothing. Try getting him fed, but he does look in pre-molt, or she looks in pre-molt. And we got to get the M. balfouri communal fed too. So we'll probably do another small feeding video on them. And then after the next molt, this girl here, I don't think she's out right now. Nope, she's actually not out. Pteronachilus marinus, this is Chaos. There's her foot. No, that's not her foot. That's that piece of blade of grass. She's underneath there. She's going to get moved into something similar to this, but not quite as big. It's going to be just a tad bit smaller, because I have this girl. Bantu is in here. And although she has a burrow that goes all the way down underneath there, she's only using part of that enclosure. So I'm going to kind of make the enclosure a tad bit smaller for her than it is this one. I don't think I need anything that big quite yet. And then we'll store those and save those enclosures for something different. And we'll go from there. I'm going to check all the... I can't have this right here. As you can see, I can't have all this stuff here, because then I can't get to that stuff, and I'm constantly moving things. That's why I want to get this shelf done, get those spiders moved so I can get this stuff up there. Even if I put these guys up there, or even a couple of the shoe boxes, whatever I gotta do, I have to eliminate stuff here because I can't reach over these things, because I'll end up knocking them down, and I don't want to do that. So we got a little bit of room in the front here. We could put a few things. I have this here, and that just kind of like hangs out a little bit just to give me more space. I kind of cheated it. Now I wished I had one that went all the way across, so that I had space all the way across to do that same thing. But I don't want to get too loaded here in this area. It's just too much. I mean, I have too much. So I'm going to do a contest. Once I hit the 250 subscribers mark, there'll be the details of the contest, and once we hit the 300th member or 300 subscriber, then we'll actually do the contest. I have to just figure out exactly how we want to process that. I have this enclosure right here too. I might actually just go ahead and move the avicularia into that one and be done with it. But yeah, things are going good. Gonna feed that what the heck am I trying to say? I can't even say it. The O species Laos. I was saying it earlier, now I can't. It's tying my tongue up. Orthanoctinae, yeah, Orthanoctinae, species Laos. We're gonna get that one fed. We're gonna try and feed the baby darlingies again. I gotta feed the centipede and both the spiders in those two enclosures right there. I believe I have one more of those yet too. Oh yeah, it's right here with the baby eggs in it for the assassin bugs. So I'm going to go through there and pull the eggs, put them in something smaller, so that I can utilize this also for somebody, possibly this little guy here. And this will be one more thing that, see, I can't stack this or anything on top of it, so these enclosures just tend to be in the way a little bit. So okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'm going to try the pairing of the chalcodes again tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow evening anyway. Mike from KC Tarantulas brought up a good idea. Thought maybe shark tanking the male in a smaller enclosure, putting in a female's enclosure overnight. But I was advised by somebody that's bred Aphonopelmas quite often not to do that, because it might stress both of them out and turn them off. So we're just going to go ahead and leave them separated. He is there and she is right underneath him, so they're right by each other. So hopefully I'll hear some drumming tonight, which will give me an indication that, you know, they might be ready tomorrow. So can we see her? Nope, she must be out. Okay, well, again, thanks for watching and have a great day. We'll see everybody soon.